Hi, today I'll be talking about what's been going on in my country for the past few days. I've been trying to make this video for some time. I just never get the video posted out. I don't feel like I've actually talked about it properly because every take I do, it's always me missing something, and I deeply apologize if I miss something in this video. So as of now, I'm recording it. It's like what time is it? It's almost 5 to 9. So you know in the morning. So, by the time this video gets out, possibly 10, 11, 12, just remember more things could go down. Now, let me explain what's going on. I have a foreign audience that don't know what's going on. Maybe they can't find a proper news source, and I understand, Only a few YouTubers have been speaking about this. Thank you, Jeremy from The Quartering. Basically, Jeremy from Midwestly. What else? Who else? Sticks. Thank you. Dr. Steve Tully. Thank you very much. Who else? There was other YouTuber. I completely forgot. But yeah, there were a few like foreign YouTubers talking about this. Thank you all so much for bringing light to the situation because it's happening here and it's been terrifying. It's been fucking terrifying to hear what's happening, and the fact that I have to experience this. It's terrifying. Um, and the country is going down. It's just two provinces, but it feels like the entire country is going down. Anyways, let me explain what happened. Last week, Wednesday, our former president, Jacob Zuma, got basically added himself to the police because he was supposed to be arrested a few days before that because of contempt of court or something like that. For 15 months, he's supposed to remain in prison. Yes, 15 months. So, he added himself in before midnight. Now, there were some of his supporters there. They were protesting and stuff. They weren't doing anything violent or whatever. They were singing songs, protesting. Even his son was there protesting. Time passes, boom, a riot starts. This is like what? Like after Wednesday? Riot starts. They block roads, put nails on the fucking roads, put burning tires on the roads, burning debris on the roads. They torch trucks, like a bunch of trucks, they torch it up. Um, like 20 something trucks. I think the numbers have increased, but they burnt a lot of trucks. Then they start going after malls. A lot of these shopping malls were looted, so much of damage, all the stuff, all the goods taken out, stolen. Many of the goods were just lying out. And if you see the aftermath of all these riots and all these looting, you see all this littering everywhere. All these litter everywhere, all across the roads. You know, and normal civilians have to pick it up now. It looks completely terrible when you look at look at the aftermath of what's been going on by these stores. I remember on Monday, I think it was, um, in in Gauteng, there was a mall that was being looted during the day. For hours, people were running back and forth in this long herd, back and forth, stealing stuff, TVs, fridges, furniture. What are y'all gonna do with that? I don't know. Some of them are gonna sell it. And there was this long herd going back and forth. Those who left the herd, outside of the looter herd. Let's call it the looter herd. Those who left that bunch and walking on their own, police were only arresting them because they couldn't arrest everyone, walking into that looter herd because there's just so much of people. For hours they looted that mall. They lit a mall on fire, burnt a driving school. What else? They burnt a school down. They vandalized 32 schools. This happened last year as well, where they destroyed 30, like not 32, well, quite like I think over 50 schools. I think this happened last year though. I think I should, check again how many schools they destroyed last year. But last year was a different story. It wasn't like a big riot or anything compared to what's happening now. They just went and destroyed the schools. That's all they did. But now they're just doing everything at once, you know? Now, even though the looting and rioting has stopped midday, they're doing it at night. They're doing it at night. So last night, schools were destroyed and stuff like that, vandalized and stuff. Like a night before that, warehouses. They got the warehouses, okay, with all the food. So much of warehouses destroyed. Warehouses burnt. All the food stolen. Um, the police were outnumbered. So civilians, regular civilians, average average South African citizens, and to protect the communities, you know, use their own lives to protect the rest of the communities, to protect the other South Africans, basically, you know. And the army was deployed a bit too late because most of the looting happened before the army was deployed. And even when they said the army was deployed, they deployed 2,000 soldiers. So 2,000 soldiers, and they weren't in the proper areas. They were there too late, you know. What else? There were a few dead bodies found here and there, especially in like a store called Macro. There were a few bodies found. There were also a body found near a concrete site. Um, I think the guy was stampede on. You know, they just ran over him. I don't know if he was a looter or not. I think he was a looter. Now, civilians were defending themselves. In an area in my province, civilians were really going at it. You know, like if you see the videos of civilians like firing shots at these looters and rioters trying to get in the area, because that's what they were trying to say online as well. The looters, they were trying to say they want to go to houses now as well. You know, they want to take back this and that. You know, take back the houses or whatever. I don't know why they want to take it back because it's not their houses. So you know, South African civilians were fighting back, and there were 15 dead. I think the numbers may have increased, but 15 dead looters that were found in a certain area. The civilians have completely, killed them, and it's the civilians' right to defend themselves because when are the police gonna come? Police might come too late. Police already busy with so much of stuff. What can we do, huh? The other day I went to the shop, and some shelves were completely empty. We were looking for flour. We couldn't find flour. We drove different parts around the area. As we drove past, we see lines of people. Long lines. Standing just to get inside the shop, just to buy a few things. Even today, people are lining up. You see the big lines. I'm thinking, wow, this is what these SJWs wanted, huh? They wanted all these big lines and stuff. Well, this is what they're getting. People waiting in lines. The only difference is we're not a communist country. Yet, I say yet because you never know when our government will implement communist stuff, I do think they could implement communist rules currently because, in two provinces, it started in KZN, now it's also in Gauteng, but in two provinces, low stock of food, fuel is also low, people are waiting in long lines. This is a fucking communist wet dream if you think about it, And our government, they like to be communist. They want to be communist. So don't be surprised when they start implementing communist rule over us, okay? Don't be surprised, okay? What else can I say? Food shortage, basically. They were doing a lot of destructive stuff, and they still continue to do it. And it's insane. Even children were going in with their parents, looting and stuff like that. I'm like, what? Why bring children to this situation? Why? Why teach them these things? You're teaching them to become thugs in the future, and that's all they're gonna be now, thugs. Yes, they're pretty young. Yes, they can change their mindsets and views on different things. But if they're gonna continue like this, they'll be thugs in the future. They'll be thugs. They'll be robbing people in the streets. What else can I say? There's so much happened. I'll leave clips of what's been happening in the links below in the comment section. Hopefully y'all can click it out and share those videos. Don't share this video because this video is basically me ranting about what's been going on. It's best for you to share the clips instead, to show what's going on, to share what exactly has been going on for the past few days. Also, I'll be leaving some links to YouTubers as well, so they can, so you can check these YouTubers out and stuff like that. There were a few instigators pushing this riots out, Zuma's children and the EFF leader, Julius Malema. They were instigating this stuff, and I'm sure there were other instigators as well, Honestly, what is this country coming to? Just two provinces, but it feels like the end of the world already, People were being called racist, that's right, The civilians who happened to be Indians were defending themselves, defending their communities, and now they were being called racist because they shot the looters who happened to be black. It has nothing to do with race. It's a South African versus thug situation, Keep that in mind. It's not a race issue. Stop trying to make it a race issue, because there are people out there, race baiters, who are trying to get on this trend just to play victim because of what's happening. They want to make it into a race issue. It's not a race issue, okay? I've seen black communities defending themselves, colored communities, white communities, uh, Indian communities, different races defending themselves, defending their communities. But oh no, it's supposed to be a racist thing for some reason. That's what people think. It's not. Don't try and make it about a race. Please don't. Majority of us South Africans are sick and tired of what's going on. Okay. Now I will um, update you guys if anything else happens. But currently, things are dying out in the day. Normally we'll have looting or riots in the day, but no, it's only happening at night now, and I think early hours of the morning. But yeah, they got the warehouses of food, shortage of fuel. They're not going to be selling fuel by the canisters, so you have to go with your car and go fill fuel. Currently, my father is still waiting just to fill fuel. Like, that's how long it is. He left like pretty early, like an hour ago or so. That's how long he left, and he's still waiting to fill fuel. Wow, that's a long time. That's a long time. But people are even waiting more longer for food to get in the short stores and buy a couple of stuff. I think certain food are being limited to certain people because shopping, shoppers basically, it's being limited to shoppers because you can't buy a lot of stuff. There are people out there who are also bulking up as well, buying whatever they can now because we are going to head into a food crisis. Also, investors aren't going to be investing in this country. They're having second thoughts on investing. We lost over 20 billion rands uh, in stocks, and with the damage and everything like that. Over 20 billion. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of fucking money. But will we recover from this? I don't know, because a lot of buildings have been destroyed. It's sad to see all these workers who lost their jobs. Over 13,000 people have lost their job. Over that amount. That's a lot of workers losing their jobs, because of these fucking retards stealing stuff, lighting things on fire, destroying stuff. They're gonna suffer at the end of the day, huh? What else can I say, to be honest? So much happened. There's so much happened. Um, Honestly, it's been crazy for the past few days. It's been really crazy. Will there be a civil war? I don't know. If people keep trying to make it about race, there could be a civil war. People are trying to make it into a civil war. I hope not, because civil war shouldn't happen. The entire country will fall flat then, if there is a civil war. I love this country. I really do. I love it. It's beautiful, but there are terrible things happening, and there are terrible people causing those things to happen. It's sad. It really is sad. They stole blood, by the way. Yes, what you gonna do with blood? I don't know. People need that blood to fucking survive, but they stole that. They stole vaccines. Now, look, I'm not gonna take the vaccine. They stole that. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Possibly sell it. I mean, you expect some of these looters to at least think, hey, you know what? I won't steal the vaccines because something's wrong with the vaccines. But no, they'll steal that instead. You know, I can make a fucking another video talking about why I won't get the vaccines, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm just saying what they stole. They stole vaccines, which is insane, because why would you want to steal that out of all the things? And people are not being vaccinated now compared to the previous numbers because we have what's been going on. Just a low supply of people are getting vaccinated now. Um, the aftermath of this is really insane. It really is insane. It's gonna keep on continuing for some time. Um, will this stop if they release Jacob Zuma? No, absolutely not. Majority of these rioters and looters are not Zuma supporters now. They're not Zuma supporters. They just are opportunistic pricks who are trying to get in whatever they can. And it's sad. It's sad. Many of them are posting about it online, saying, "Oh look, I got a fridge. Oh look, I got this and that." It's like, what the fuck are y'all saying? Y'all ruining the country with your fucking antics. Just calm down, okay? These people aren't stealing like a small sweet or like what like a bubble gum or something. They're not doing that. They're stealing expensive goods that's, they stealing all the stocks of the expensive good. It's damaging the economy. It's damaging the economy, and we're gonna suffer tremendously. But then these same looters are gonna complain and say, "Oh no, no one's doing this or that for them." Some of them did blame COVID-19 and losing jobs. Here's the thing: many people lost jobs. Not only you, but all over the world, many people have lost jobs. So it's not only a you thing. It's not only only these looters have lost jobs. No, no, many people who lost jobs had to find ways to work, still find ways to work. I hope they understand that. And remember, lockdown started last year. People lost their jobs around last year. So where were you all back then, huh? So only now you'll decide to loot. So basically, majority of these people are opportunistic losers, um, and trying to use COVID or loss of jobs as a way to get stuff. There are people out there who lost their jobs. They're still trying to find jobs. Still trying to get out there and find all these jobs. They're still trying to do something. They're innovating their jobs to make it online so they can work. Some of these looters, majority of these looters basically, they're lazy, greedy. They're not going to be working even after the COVID 19 stuff happens. If it ever ends. They're not going to be wanting to work. Many of them are just lazy. Simple as that. Now, um, I don't know if we will head into a civil war, but it's best if I don't eat too much because I normally eat a lot of food. Now I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna eat too much. I don't want to eat too much at all. But I don't know. I guess I'd rather starve than eat too much. Because who knows how long we'll have food for? Like a week, 2 weeks, possibly. You know, I haven't eaten anything today. Just drank tea. You know, um, I will eat like maybe one meal, 2 meals, and that's it. I want to save food for the rest of the weeks to go, because it's gonna be a crazy time. Even after the riots and looting stop, the aftermath of this is just not gonna be okay. Um, Once again, currently in my house, I'm safe. But if looters come in my area, I will defend myself. I will fight back. Putting it out there, okay? I will fight back because I want to protect my community. I want to protect my family. I need to protect what we have here. And I'm not the only one saying it. Other civilians are saying it as well. They will defend their communities. Um. Anyways, uh, I also want to thank Tim Pool. I completely forgot about him. Tim Pool, Sticks, Jeremy from Midwestly, or basically Jeremy from the Quartering. Who else? There were a few other YouTubers as well talking about this. Thank you all so much for at least bringing it up. Steve Turley, thank you so much. Uh, it's just a pleasure to have these YouTubers who I watched for so long talk about my country and what's been going on for the past few months. Like, past few days, sorry, past few days. They do talk. Some of them did try and talk about what happened the past 2 years. Like uh, Laura Southern. Is that a name? I completely forgot. Lauren Southern. She made a documentary about what's happening in the farms years ago, and people were laughing at her. Then she was like, "Who's laughing now, huh? Who's laughing now?" People were laughing at her. So years ago, people were talking about what's happening in South Africa with the farm murders and stuff, and it was considered a controversial conspiracy for some reason, even though that was happening. Like, the amount of farm murders we had was insane. You know, I don't want to open a farm. I would like to open a farm, but the fact that I could end up risking my own life just to open a farm is terrifying. It's fucking terrifying. You know, I could invest so much in a farm, and bring so much to this economy, but no, um, it's dangerous. I will risk my life basically. It's dangerous to even open a farm. We have so little supply of so much of stuff altogether in this country when it comes to farmers, and people out there are just killing farmers and stuff like that. And you're telling me it's gonna be okay to be a farmer? No, it's not. Uh, but years ago, people were talking about that farm murders happening years, and even this year it happened. A lot of farm murders. But obviously, um, now South Africa is getting mainstream with all this, like what's been going on for the past few days. So at least it opens up people's minds to what's been going on with the farm murders as well, and all the other corruption that's been going on for the past few years. Because I'm sick of it. I want people to know what's been going on. Okay, people should know what's going on in this country. Take care, and please click the links in the comments below. My throat's starting to hurt.